Hello everyone and welcome back to Golden Dragon Games. I'm your host, Rocky. Today is episode 12 of my Kamen Rider build toy review series. In today's episode we will be reviewing the DX Sclash driver with the DX Dragon and DX Robot Sclash jellies. So, how the reviews work, just in case you haven't seen my Kamen Rider reviews before, is that we take a look at the packaging first, then we'll take a look at both of the Sclash jellies, then we'll take a look at the Sclash driver and hear what sound effects the Sclash driver has. So I will be back in a second. Part 1, take 4. Okay everyone, I am back and now we are going to take a quick look at the packaging. So, on the front of the box we have the Sclash driver itself, both of the Sclash jellies of Dragon and Robot, and we also have a nice picture of the two riders that use the Sclash driver, which is Frosty Charge, which is a upgraded form for Kamen Rider Cross Z, and we also have a newer rider who uses the Sclash driver, which is Kamen Rider Grease. And I say newer rider, but really he's not a newer rider because at the time we're recording this, the actual Kamen Rider Build TV show, it's actually coming to an end soon, and then next month in September, Kamen Rider Zio/Geo, I never know how to pronounce it, will be starting to air, and those toys will be starting to release, and I will be reviewing the Kamen Rider Geo toys most likely in the new year, because I have a lot of Kamen Rider build toys to still review. But anyway, on with this review video. On this side of the box we have a continuation of the picture of Frosty Charge, along with another picture of the Sclash driver itself. On the back of the box we have some instructions of how the Sclash jellies work with the Sclash driver itself. Also, all 4 bottles, whether they are the Gashapon, Candy Toy, GS series, or the DX4 bottles, all of those will work with the Sclash driver. On the top of the box we have another picture of Frosty Charge and Grease. We have another couple of pictures of the Sclash driver itself. We have another picture of the DX Sclash jellies, along with another picture of the Sclash jellies there, the actual Sclash driver, and it's just advertising some other Kamen Rider build products. And on this side of the box we have another picture of the Sclash driver and Frosty Charge and Grease. On the bottom of the box we have another picture of the Sclash driver, Frosty Charge and Grease again. And that is the packaging, so I will just do another jump cut here as always, and then we'll take a look at both the Dragon and Robot Sclash jellies. Okay everyone, I am back and here is the Dragon and the Robot Sclash jellies. So, first of all, we're going to move the Robot Sclash jelly out of the way and take a look at the Dragon Sclash jelly. So, as you can see, this is very different from the traditional full bottle, because, well, it's a jelly sort of thing. I'm not really sure how to describe it, but anyway, as you can see, it's mostly silver, but we have, of course, a bit of orange, also a bit of white, line detailing, and of course it says Dragon Sclash jelly on the front. Also it has this cool like Ice Dragon logo face head on the front of it. No detailing on the side, just plain silver. Then here's the rail on the back, like all the full bottles have. And then the QR code is actually on the bottom of the rail piece. And then we also have a bit of detailing on the back as well. And also with the Sclash jellies, unlike the full bottles, because like the full bottles have the plastic on the inside that goes up and down to simulate liquid. Instead, with these sclash jellies, the actual sclash driver just basically crushes them like that. And also, rather than having like D for dragon on the cap, we have just the build logo symbol, and also the cap is done in like a mid blue, and of course the cap still twists around 360 degrees, and that is the dragon sclash jelly. So if we move this one out of the way, let's take a look at the robot sclash jelly. So as you can see, it's the same shape and size as the dragon sclash jelly. The only difference is the cap is done in black with a white build logo rather than having the metallic blue cap and the black build logo symbol. And of course the cap still twists around 360, and of course because it's the robot sclash jelly, it says robot sclash jelly on the front. And also this one is mostly gold with still hints of white, also a bit of orange, also a bit of red, and also a picture of a robot on the front. Then of course again, no detailing on the side. We got the rail on the back again, and here's the QR code again, and it's got the same sort of writing detailing on the back of it, just like the dragon sclash jelly. And that is basically the sclash jellies. So I will do another jump cut here to readjust the camera angle, and then we'll take a look at the sclash driver itself. Okay everyone, I am back, and here is the actual sclash driver itself, along with the 2, or should I say 3 belt pieces. Now, before we have a look at the sclash driver itself, I'm just going to quickly show you how you connect the belt to the actual driver. So, if we first of all turn the driver around, and just separate these 2 belt parts, actually one way, there we go. As you can see, this part has a moulded L for left, and then a moulded R for right, and all you simply do is you push these 2 buttons, these 2 clips will go in to the actual belt part, and then you just slide it in, release the buttons, and then it's secure. And then you just do it the same for the other side, and then you slide this belt piece thing on, which I do not know the name of, and then you connect the 2 parts of the belt like that, slide this over, and there is the full belt itself. Also, something just to mention with the belt, you probably already noticed, but if you have an adult-sized waist like me, you will need to buy a belt extension for the driver belt, or you could somehow modify it or customize it, or somehow make your own custom belt for the driver. But anyway, so yeah, that is the belt itself. But also something else just to note is, unlike the build driver belt, this is done in different colours rather than yellow and black like the build driver's belt. The sclash driver's belt, as you can see here, is done in silver and also dark blue. But anyway, that was the belt, and now here is the actual sclash driver itself. So as you can see, the sclash driver is done in mostly this sort of light, almost mid, sort of metallic-ish blue, I would say. Also we have a bit of print detailing here, and now unlike the build drivers, you can see there is no crank that you would turn around. Instead we have this wrench to act as a lever, just like this, and then those 2 pieces just crush inwards towards like the sclash jelly, for instance, because when you have it in the sclash driver, those 2 pieces will obviously like crush the sclash jellies themselves, but also, like I mentioned earlier, this does work with all the full bottles as far as I know. Also, you can see the lever is done in this sort of translucent yellowish gold. We also have I'm not sure if you can quite see it, but just a faint moulding of the Build logo there. Also, we have some silver and black detailing there. Also, we have a bit of dark blue here, and a bit of dark blue running all the way up to here. Also a bit of grey, and also some translucent red here, and you can see another moulded in Build logo. And also this sort of tube here, when you put sclash jelly or full bottle in and then activate it with a handle, there's LEDs that will light up right here. Also, you can see some like wiring slash pipe detailing done in the sort of light grey slash slightly silvery-ish colour. And then on the side of the driver, we got some more moulded detailing here. On the back of the driver, we have some more moulded detailing along with the battery compartment, which doesn't require a screwdriver. All you need is something like a pencil to push down on this button and just slip off the battery compartment. And this will take about 2 or 3 AAA batteries. I can't completely remember. But anyway, on the bottom of the driver, we have some more moulded detailing along with the on and off switch. On this side of the driver, we have a bit more moulded detailing here. And on the top of the driver, we have some more moulded detailing and some wiring slash pipe moulded details done in the sort of light greyish silver once again. And that is basically the sclash driver on its own. So now we've taken a look at the sclash jellies, the packaging, the belt and the driver itself. Let's listen to some of the sound effects the driver has to offer. Okay, now we will listen to the activation sound effect for the sclash driver, so I'll just be quiet for a moment. Also, actually, before I'm quiet for a moment, I'm not sure if I said this a minute ago, but the speaker for the actual sclash driver is right here. But anyway, I will just be quiet. And that is the activation noise for the sclash driver. You know, with all these Kamen Rider drivers, I'm not sure why, when you activate them, they feel the need to say the name of them, like Sclash Driver just said, Sclash Driver. Like, we can remember the name of it, but anyway. So, as you could see there, the LED lit up here just for a couple of seconds, and then, of course, it faded away. But anyway, before we listen to the sound effects that the sclash jellies make with the sclash driver, first of all, we're going to test out the full bottles. So, how the full bottles work with the sclash driver is, if it is a organic full bottle, like say Rabbit, it will say Charge Crush or something like that. And then if it is something inorganic, like Tank for instance, it will say Discharge Crush, I believe. But anyway, I will be quiet so you can hear the sound effects right now. And that is the sound effects for organic full bottle. Now let's listen to the sound effects for the inorganic full bottle. Okay, and that is the sound effects that it makes with the full bottles, or at least the regular full bottles. There is about about 3 full bottles that it won't make those sound effects with, and one of those full bottles, which I'm not going to mention now because that's also a spoiler for a later review episode. Also, if you try the sclash driver with the dragon full bottle or the robot full bottle, it will make the same sound effects as you get with the dragon and robot sclash jellies. But anyway, now it's time for the main event, being of course the sound effects with the actual sclash jellies. So I will be quiet now so you can listen to all the sound effects, but before I am quiet, like I always say in all my Kamen Rider builds and Kamen Rider X8 toy reviews, Henshin. Okay, sorry about that. I had to do a quick jump cut because the sclash driver just momentarily glitched for a moment. But anyway, like I was saying, as I say in all my Kamen Rider build and Kamen Rider X8 toy reviews, Henshin. Okay, second time's the charm, and that was the Henshin jingle for Cross Charge Z, or Cross Z Charge. Again, I can never remember the name of that form. Also, something else you probably noticed was I couldn't push the lever all the way down like I could with, say, the full bottles. And that's because when you try to push down the lever, for some odd reason, it takes quite a lot of force to actually push the lever down to be able to crush the sclash jellies all the way like they do in the show. So yeah, I'm not sure why that is, but that's just what the sclash drive is like, at least with the DX sclash jellies. But anyway, I will be quiet once again so you can hear the finishing attack. Okay, and that is all the sound effects for the Dragon Sclash Jelly. And now I will be quiet once again so we can hear the sound effects that it makes with the Robot Sclash Jelly. Okay, and that is the Henshin jingle for Kamen Rider Grease. And I must say, the Sclash driver is one of my favourite Kamen Rider drivers, with one of, probably I would say, one of the coolest like voiceover sound effects for it. Mind you, there's a driver that we'll be reviewing later down the line that might possibly beat the Sclash driver as my favourite driver from the Kamen Rider build series. But anyway, I will be quiet once again so you can hear the finishing attack of the Scrap Break. Okay, and that was the Scrap finish. And I just realised I called it the Scrap Break before, but I believe That's a name of another attack that is a sound effect with the twin breaker, which is like the sidearm weapon of both of these Kamen Riders when they're using the sclash driver. But anyway, that is all the sound effects that the sclash driver has to offer for now, until a later review, that is. But anyway, it's time to end off the review now. So, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you everybody for watching the video. All my social media links will be linked in the description of this video. Also, something just to mention before I end off the video is that episode 13, where we'll be reviewing the DX hazard trigger, that video will be out later today, probably maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours after this episode 12 review. Both of these videos were actually meant to be out yesterday, because normally I try and do all my Kamen Rider build toy reviews every single Friday, but unfortunately it just didn't work out this week, so they're one day late. But anyway, I will stop rambling on. And remember, until next time, stay golden, stay frosty, and bye-sies!